It looks weird.
Okay, I know it looks very scary, right? But don't worry about it. I'm here, okay? I am your man. No, I'm your woman. I'm your teacher, what I'm talking about. Okay, so
Wait, I
let's
think
take a look
it's
at this
no,
one.
looks normal.
Okay, so let's take a look at this one. We have x radical 4. So let's just take a look at this one. So, Roland, if we have x radical 4, it's actually x power 1 over 4, correct? Okay, so that means this guy is having, so this one is radical 3. Does this called radical 3? It's what? It's if I have a radical 3, it's equals a 1 over 3, right? So if I take this one, the whole as a, so all I need to do is just to write it down, recon is a, and do another 1 over 3, correct, everybody? I consider the x power 1 over 4 as a, so a and radical 3 means a to the power 1 over 3. So I just replace this one with 1 over 3. So equals what? X to the 1 over
112.
12. Very good. Okay, so that's the same thing. Okay, so let's just do one layer by layer. It's just a peeling onion. So x squared and y and radical 3. So this one we just write as x squared and y radical 1 over 3. So for x is what? 2 over 3 and y is 1 over 3. Because everybody, you don't see there's anything on top of y, but actually there's a power 1, correct? So 2 times 1 over 3 and 1 times 1 over 3 equal like that. So now again, another square root, another square root, another square root equals what? If you consider as x and 2 over 3, y 1 over 3 equals a. So a square root equals what? Equals a 1 over 2. So all you need to do is this guy, 1 over 2. Correct? So how do we do it? So it's x power 2 over 3 times 1 over 2 and 1 over 3 times 1 over 2. So the answer is x 1 over 3 and y 1 over 6. Get it, everybody? Okay, so some students said, hey teacher, could you give me some easier way? I don't just every time I just explain it and just do it, like it takes a lot of time. Of course, everybody, but I want you to understand how we get those answers. Okay, Roland, then if one day in your test that you just forgot, you said, oh, okay, what happened? You became panic, but you still have the way to one by one, little by little get the answer. But of course, I'm going to tell you how to do it quickly enough. Okay, so first question, x power 4, sorry, radical 4 and radical 3. So everybody, if you see nothing on the side, it's actually x power 1, correct? So equals x 1 over 4 over 3. 1 over 4 over 3. That's equals x power 1 over 12. Okay, that's the easier way. Okay, da, remember. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. X squared and y 1 and 3. And if you don't see anything, there's actually a 2 here, right? So equals what? X2 over 3, y1 over 3, and then over 2 and over 2. That's why equals x power 1 over 3 and y 1 over 6. Okay, so that's a quicker way. That's a quicker way. But if you cannot remember the quicker way, remember we have already explained how to do this before. So everybody, let's take a look at this one. This one, there's no number here, but I just put a 2 here. So equals what? Equals power 1 over 2 times 1 over 3 times 1 over 4 equals x to the power 24, 1 over 20. Get everybody? And if you don't have anything here, you put an x1 here and a 2 here to help yourself. So x1 over 3, y2 over 3, and z 3 over 3, which is 1. And then 2 equals what? Equals x power 1 over 6, y power 1 over 3, and z and 1 over 2. Get it, Roland? Okay, just a layer by layer. don't try to get the answer directly. I want you to get the answer layer by layer. But if later on you can do it really quick, how we can do it really quick? You can put them together. So there's a square root 2, square root 2, square root 2. So there are how many? 3 of them. So it's x 1 over 8, y 1 over 4, and z 3 over 8. So you can do it really quick. Get it? Okay, so this one is 2, 3, 4. It's what? It's 1 over 24. So x 1 over 24, y 1 over 12, and z 1 over 8.
8.
Okay, so I already told you 3 different ways, okay? So no matter which way, you just to figure out one way is good enough. Okay, but the most important thing is the first one I told you, because if you forgot everything, you still had the ability to go back to the normal one. Get it? Okay, so let's take a look. We have 4 minutes, so we're going to go to the hardest part, which is explain why x squared y equals absolute value x times y squared root. Okay, let's take a look at this one, okay? Why this one needs an absolute value? Okay, so earlier question, why we don't have the absolute value, because we assume x is bigger than 0, right? But now we have the question, we have to do every single one, right, Roland? Okay, so when because x could be negative, correct, Vicky? So for instance, if x equals -4, okay, so -4 is squared, and a y equals 5, for instance. So like that, so you take out, if you just copy x, so it's -4 and square root 5. Do you think it's right? No, it's not right, okay? So when you have square root, you take out, remember, you always put a negative sign on top of it. Understand, Tian Jiaxin? So when we have square root x squared y, remember, if this one is an even number, everybody, you take out x absolute value, y square root. Why we don't have to discuss about it? Why? Because if you leave y like that inside it, y must be bigger or equals to 0, or else it's a no question answer. Okay, so explain why x power 4y equals x squared y doesn't need to have absolute value, because when you have an x squared on top of it, it is always having the negative sign off. Correct, Roland? Correct, Dada? Understand, okay? And y cube equals requires the restriction of x is bigger than 0. Okay, so Oliver, I noticed that you're not very familiar with the domain and range, right? So the restriction is all about domain. So that means in order to make this equation valuable or reasonable, the x must have something. Get it, Oliver? Okay, so that's a plane, okay? So explain why square root -4 is not a real number, and why -8 square root 3, sorry, cube root is a real number, because the square root cannot be negative, right? But the square cube can be cube root could be negative, correct? Okay, how 12, 13, 14, and 15, everybody, very quick. Let's just go through these questions together. What is wrong? So this one, -3 squared. Who's doing that? Andy? Andy, yeah. Do you want everybody I go to the Andy's house and just showing everybody I kick his butt?
No.
That was not me.
Okay, so let's take.
That's like someone else was
So negative squared
three-letter
equals
name.
9, so square root, right? And -3 square root, this one is not even relevant. Correct? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Can this one be this one? No. X plus y squared square root equals x plus y absolute value. Correct, everybody? But x plus y squared equals what? Equals x squared plus y squared plus 2xy. Get it, everybody? So they're not equals to each other, so you cannot have this one. And what's wrong? Which part is wrong? So -8, you cannot do that, right? Because this time, when you have -8 is squared inside the square root, like the rational thing, when you have squared, you already bring the whole value into a positive number, which is 64. So that's why the negative 2 is wrong. Get it, everybody? Okay, so the radical is more important than the outside, okay? So what's wrong here? When you have plus, you cannot just do the thing. If they have x power 3 and y power 3 and a 1 over 3, then you can do x, y. But if it is plus, you cannot just do that, something like that. Get it, everybody? Okay, so this is a part. Don't forget to put the absolute value if they sometimes need it, okay? So I think, yeah, that's everybody. That's today's homework. Okay, we did really good. We learned the rational, and I think most of you did a great job. And
Wait.
see, next time you're not going, maybe you still be the first one. I'm
Are we
not
gonna do
okay?
factorizing?
I'm not
class?
sure, but don't try to predict your teacher. I'm very hard
Also-
to predict.
Also,
Okay, so everybody.
I won't be here for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, yeah. 那个 Kelvin， 你可以在 you can watch the video.
Okay.
Okay,
I
so
have
I'm
to watch
going
when
to-
I get back though, because I can't use Google over there.
You know, I will send it to you by Baidu link.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody, that's it for today's class, and we're gonna see each other next week. Okay, bye. Bye. Don't forget to do
Thank
homework, okay?
you.
Bye bye.
Adios, amigo. Au revoir. Bye.